So let's take a look at the line to grid tool from GRAITEC for the PowerPack. So first of all, we're just going to do this on a singular line so you can see the basic operation is. So you can pick any 2D AutoCAD line here. So we selected that line and you use your mouse to obviously control what's going on here. And I have the dynamic menu set so it shows up on the screen as well as at the command line. So let's go all groups, extremities by line. That control the length of it. All groups for the labeling. Select a line or the world coordinate system. So I'm actually just going to use the world coordinate system. So it's using that one there. And I can delete the line after the grid has been created. I can then go through and also create a model view. Now, if you had multiple lines selected, you have the option to create individual views within that structure or all the model views. So I'm just going to go all grid lines because I've only got one. And I'm actually going to make sure that it activates the camera. So the camera is now activated, so that would link to automatic drawing creation. Obviously, the operation there is you can obviously see that cameras are obviously inbuilt there within the model views themselves. So that's how to do it on a singular level, and we'll move on to doing it with multiple lines in a minute. So the next step in this is obviously you can select multiple lines. So if we come back to the command again and go line to grid, so you can actually just select a series of lines if you want and just keep following it through here, and you'll see it's obviously changing down at the bottom. So you can do a crossing selection as well. So if you wanted to pick up a couple of lines, you can do it this way as well. It will pick up that you duplicated. If you look down in there, it says it's obviously duplicated what the selection was. If you have a couple of odd lines, you can obviously pick those as well. And obviously we can do this one. You don't need to worry. You can be a bit cavalier about it. Just watch out though when you get inputs that are strange. You might not want to select that particular element. And if you do miss one, you can always come back in and add an extra line as a separate grid. So let's just cross them, and you can see that it's picked up all the ones that I've tried to duplicate with the selection. Just to say randomly, you can sort of just select stuff if you want here. So I'm making a bit of a mess of this deliberately just to see what it actually comes up with. So define the length of the axis. Well, I'd probably go all group, and I'd probably do extremities so it goes to the line, the maximum point of the line. Or you could use the line, so it'll actually use the physical body length of the line. So let's try that one, the picture of the line. So you can select a line, and it will go through, and it will keep doing this until you've done all the individual groups. So where you've got odd lines like this, it will pick it up, and it will keep letting you do this until the dialog changes. So you do have to have a little bit of understanding of what you're trying to do. So, and then the labeling, I'm just going to go all group, and I'm going to select from the world coordinate system. You can obviously delete the lines if you want the source lines underneath. So I'm going to go yes to that. I'm going to create some model views. Going to go, so if you go all grids, it'll do every single grid line. So let's just do that and see what happens. And going to create a active camera view as well. So go yes. So within that, it now created the grid lines that I selected. It obviously grouped several of them together in a series. So by that, I mean, so you can see that this is one group of grid lines. This is what you would normally see in Advanced Steel from using the standard grid tool. Obviously, the same kind of thing applies. If you want to turn on bits and pieces and change things, you can go in and start changing it however you want in here. And similarly, so you can see this is probably another series of grids here. So this has been grouped together. It's decided these lines are all parallel to each other, and it's gone to the length of the line that I picked as the source line, which was this one over here. So they're all the same length. Similarly, this one I think is an odd one on its own. So that's a singular element, and then these two here are obviously grouped together. And then obviously you've got this singular one over here. So it is a very quick way to create the grid lines and also the model views. And as we said before, you can come in and you can just show this, the camera graphic. So that element is obviously in each of the model views. So if you were to come under the advanced steel properties, obviously that's the model view itself, and that's the camera properties in there. So we can change to that, and it's automatically checked to show and create a camera view. Obviously, you'd have to come in and set it up to what you want. Obviously, it's set to the default, which is none currently, but at least it's turned on. Similarly, if you want to change the view direction, that is still available. So you can change the default view direction. That's available again. So we can go in there and change that. And obviously see the camera flips around from that. So that's a very quick introduction into how to use the line to grid tool from GRAITEC as part of the PowerPack for 2023.